Germany has begun banning all travelers from India, except for German citizens, in a move aimed at protecting the country from further infections. France, too, has imposed a 10-day quarantine on travelers arriving from India, including French citizens.
In 10 days, you have to do a PCR test and send it in. We have to retest in 10 days, which is also very good.
French President Emmanuel Macron says Paris stands with India in this struggle, while Boris Johnson says the UK is looking at what more it can do to help. The European Union will discuss its support for the COVID-ravaged country in the upcoming EU-India leaders meeting on May the 8th. Meanwhile, things are improving in parts of Europe. France will reopen elementary schools on Monday with the administration of saliva tests for students, and Italy can begin welcoming customers to outdoor areas following 6 weeks of closures. Hungary, too, has reopened restaurants and bars to patrons following the announcement that around 35% of the population had received a first dose of a COVID-19 vaccine, a benchmark the government had set to further ease restrictions. Yet as many EU countries begin opening up, Germany is back to tightening up. The country's pandemic response is now largely mandated by the federal government, meaning that individual states can no longer override federal lockdown recommendations. Dubbed the national emergency break, areas with infection rates higher than 100 per 100,000 residents for 3 consecutive days must now implement federal measures such as closing shops, schools, and abide by a nighttime curfew.
If you consistently limit contacts and make clear and comprehensible restrictions, then it's possible to come down from very high incidences within a manageable period of time.
Yet some do not agree. Protesters opposed to stricter coronavirus rules took to the streets of Germany's financial capital, Frankfurt, on Saturday night, carrying signs and chanting, "We no longer accept our freedom being curtailed."
Some argue that Germany is tightening measures in order to buy itself some more time with its vaccination campaign, which did have a slow start. To date, roughly 23% of the population have had their first jab, yet just shy of 7% are fully vaccinated. There is another concern that the federal government could be considering special privileges for the vaccinated. According to a key document that was coordinated within the Bundestag, Berlin believes that those that have been vaccinated should be exempt from curfew restrictions and be allowed special privileges and allowances into shops and other special areas, a move that would likely divide the population. Another vaccination summit between the German Chancellor Angela Merkel and the heads of the 16 federal states is planned for Monday. Natalie Carney for CGTN in Munich.